Michelle here. Welcome back to the Traveling Epicurean. Today I'm going to show you how to make a roasted garlic and cannellini bean dip. It is so delicious because that roasted garlic is packed with flavor. It's so simple. We make it in a couple of minutes. We puree it in the blender, and then I'm going to top it with some salsa and some shrimp that I sauteed and butter and wine. Yum! Yeah! So get on over here and I'll show you what we're going to need to get this going. And then I'm going to add in my shrimp. We're going to cook it for 1 to 2 minutes on each side, and that's all we're going to need to do. The shrimp are cooked for about 2.5 minutes on each side. It smells amazing, and there's a little bit of caramelization there. They're totally done. I'm going to take these off the heat and put them in a bowl and set them aside while we get our cannellini puree bean dip ready. Okay guys, this is how we're going to make our roasted garlic and bean dip. I have a head of roasted garlic. I have a can of cannellini beans. I have a half a cup of Pinot Grigio, chicken stock. We'll top it with a little salad that I chopped up with Kalamata olives, tomatoes, basil, and cucumber. And then I sauteed up some shrimp in butter and wine, and we have some crostinis to put all this wonderful dip on. You won't believe how easy it is to make this wonderful dip. I rinsed and drained the cannellini beans. I'm going to add them to the pan. I'm going to add our white wine. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of the chicken broth. And we're going to simmer this for about 7 minutes and let it reduce and let all those flavors infuse together. And then we're going to puree it. And it's going to make the most amazing flavors. We're going to add in 4 cloves of this beautiful roasted garlic. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? 1, 2, and if you just squeeze the head of the garlic, they come right out. 3, and 4. There we go. To make this roasted garlic, I have the oven preheating to 400. I'm going to slice off a 1/2 inch off the top of this garlic bulb, and then I'm going to drizzle with olive oil. A tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to cover the top with foil. For the first 20 minutes, I'll remove the foil for the next 20 minutes until they're lightly golden. Here's the beautifully golden roasted garlic. It smells so good. I pulled this out about 8 minutes early because it started to get golden. I'm going to cover it with foil so it's going to still keep cooking, but depending on how your oven is running, you need to check it because you don't want the garlic cloves to get too dark because they'll get a little bit bitter. But that looks beautiful. And we're going to let this simmer for about 7 or 8 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to put it all into the blender. All right, this is reduced really nicely. Now I'm just going to put it into our blender here, and we're going to puree it. It's as simple as that. If I don't drop it all on the floor. You can also serve this with tortilla chips as well. And then you could top it with salsa. There's so many different things that you can do with this cannellini bean dip. All right, that looks great. Let's get the top on there and we'll start to puree it. To be a little bit patient, I'm going to stir it up a little bit. So as the beans puree, it gets really thick in there. You have to try a little. Wow, really delicious. All right, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of half and half, and it's really gonna pull this sauce together. It's gonna be so delicious. The only thing we have left to add is a little bit of salt and pepper. Give it another little stir. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. right, so I want this for an appetizer. So I'm just gonna make a smear of bean dip in the center, and then I'm gonna top it with the salsa and those sauteed shrimp. And then we'll put crostinis around it. It's gonna be really, really pretty. Laid out in the center of this plate. And then I have some special olive oil that's really nice, not my regular cooking olive oil. And I'm going to drizzle that on it as well. All right, so we'll just make a little path going down the center, just like that. And now I'm going to top the center of that with my beautiful salsa that I made. And this makes for a really pretty appetizer. I love it because it's different than the mashed potatoes or the rice. Right. And now I'm gonna lay my shrimp on top of that. Doesn't that look beautiful? You could do chicken, you could do beef, you could do whatever you wanted to make. And then I just have crostinis that I could just lay around the dish, just like this. Look how gorgeous that is. This bean dip is so yummy. And then I have my specialty olive oil, and then you could just go like that. Oh, look how pretty. Really nice. I can't wait for you to make this bean dip. You're gonna be so excited. Yum. Well, this came out so delicious. I can't wait for you to make this. Remember, the link below takes you to the exact recipe page that this roasted garlic and cannellini bean dip is on, so you don't have to go searching once you get to my website. I can't wait for you to make this, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Have a great weekend. Ciao! Alright, so usually I get the camera going, and then I come on over and I say, today, welcome back. And I'll show you how we're gonna make this. And then we're gonna blend it in the blender, and then we're gonna puree it, then we're gonna puree it. And it's a great change up from the potatoes, the pasta, and the rice. How incredible it is. You're not gonna believe how delicious this is. You're not gonna believe it. I don't know why. It would help if it was plugged in. Hold that thought.